Good morning. My name is Deantha Edmonds, and I'm your Master of Ceremonies for today's special event. We respectfully acknowledge the province of Newfoundland and Labrador as the ancestral homeland of different populations of Indigenous people, including the Beothuk, who have contributed to 9,000 years of its human history. Today, this province is home to diverse populations, and we acknowledge with respect the inclusion of the Mi'kmaq, Innu, and Inuit, and their histories and cultures. Nakumik, thank you. Now, I would like to introduce our first musical performers. As an ensemble of Indigenous-led all nations women, Eastern Owl is comprised of vocalists hailing from all across Uktahumguk, the island of Newfoundland. Performing together since 2011, Eastern Owl has been committed to deepening their connection with their traditional practices while also educating Indigenous and non-Indigenous through song. They are the recipients of the 2016 Arts NL CBC Emerging Artist Award, the 2019 Music NL Indigenous Artist of the Year Award, and most recently have been named the 2020 ECMA Indigenous Artist of the Year. Please welcome Eastern Owl. Well, Alan, thank you for that stunning performance. Next, I invite the Honourable Andrew Furey, Premier of Newfoundland and Labrador, to take the stage.
Well, thank you, Deantha. Please put your hands together again for just an incredible performance by Eastern Owl. I think that was truly spectacular. And of course, thank you to everyone at the rooms for hosting us in this iconic space today, a space housing the very history and culture of Newfoundland and Labrador. How fitting indeed. Throughout Ontario and from top to bottom of Alberta, in New York and in New Haven, all over New England, from Maine to California, from London to Dubai, to South Korea, Australia, Japan, and China. No matter where you find yourself in the world, you will find Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. And no doubt, they know each other too. They get together for cook-ups and boil-ups. They share beachside pics of Tibbs Eve, or opening care packages filled with jam jams and purity syrup. Sure, their talents are being shared around the world, but their hearts are always firmly planted here at home. Now, for me, one of my favorite family photographs is of my youngest, Mark. He must have been 4 years old at the time, sitting on the floor, head in hand, at the bottom of the escalator in St. John's Airport, waiting for me to return from Bangladesh. As we all know, there's no bigger welcome, no tighter hug or feeling of joy than arriving back to the ones you love. And the place that only needs its name mentioned, no matter where you are in the world, to fill your heart with pride. There's nothing that quite compares to coming home to Newfoundland and Labrador. And after what we've all been through over these last 2 years, we have certainly earned it. All of us, no matter where you are in the world or what brought you there, you've earned a homecoming like no other. Our tourism and hospitality industry has certainly earned it, more perhaps than any other industry in our province. Their resilience during the pandemic is a testament to the strength and ingenuity of the people of this province. That is why our government made sure that Budget 2021 included an investment of $30 million for tourism and hospitality support programs. Its intention is to help alleviate pressures experienced during that terrible COVID-19 pandemic. And to date, more than 650 applications have been approved. The support provided builds on the continued investment of almost $13 million to promote Newfoundland and Labrador through the Stay Curious campaign, and in addition to others, in addition to the province's campaign to explore your own backyard beckons, encouraging us, locals, who may not have experienced our own province, to get out and explore our own backyards. And we also need to support one of our greatest and most abundant assets, our cultural sector. The Artist Support Program was created to do exactly that. To date, $2.7 million has helped professional artists and musicians whose earnings were and continue to be impacted by the pandemic. But my friends, we are coming through this dark chapter in our global history. And thanks to our aggressive vaccine campaign, travel is starting to open up again. And people are longing to get out there, see family and friends, and regain that sense of joy that often comes with travel. For Newfoundlanders and Labradorians near and far, this is especially true. For them, the light at the end of the tunnel is the beach calling them to the coast, or to the sheds, to the trails, to the music, to what makes this home for all of us. They are being called to come home. And that's why it gives me enormous pleasure to announce that today the provincial government is launching Come Home Year 2022. Of course, we all know Newfoundlanders and Labradorians never ever need an excuse to come home, but we are more than happy to give them the very best reason. So let this be an anthem heard from here to every heart of a Newfoundlander and Labradorian around the world. Call your family and friends abroad and let them know. It doesn't matter if their connection to this place runs generations deep, or if they just saw the recent Republic of Doyle episode on Netflix. They are all welcome and wanted here. Our doors are open. And one thing is for certain, it'll be a time. Yes, COVID-19 will certainly still be with us, but we must learn to continue to adapt, to coexist with it, to live our lives as best we can. And this is an example of doing just that. Because collectively, my friends, we all need this. We need the music. We need the embrace, the togetherness that makes it true Newfoundland and Labrador. We need the town-to-town, bay-to-bay, all-in, all-out celebrations that this place is legendary for across the country and indeed around the world. It will be monumental. Something that'll earn its place, sketched in our collective memory of this dark period of our time. A bright light, a beacon of hope to recognize when we all turned the page. And if it's your first time or 50th time visiting, if you like what you see here, we encourage you, we welcome you, we want you to stay. We've even designed a special logo for this occasion, something that symbolically captures how, no matter where we are, we all migrate home.
It echoes across the waters, from Battle Harbour to St. Vincent's Beach. The anthem of the Atlantic, a chorus that calls you home. They travel for thousands of miles just to meet again in this place, singing their song together. A refrain between friends, saying hello again at last. In the shadows of the cliffs of Grossmorn, they sing a ballad to Bombay. While they weave around icebergs, a treble clef in their wake. They sing a love song to the rugged shores of our smiling land. Maybe they hear the songs we sing at boil-ups along the beaches, or hear the beat of our drums and long to add their verse. If not, at least dance a little jig. No matter where you find yourself, no matter how long you've been away, in the quiet moments, you can still hear their song. An overture to join the migration. An invitation to the reunion. A song called Come Home.
How fitting. My friends, the planning and preparations are already underway across the province. And with the help of over $4 million in funding through the Special Assistance Fund and the Cultural and Economic Development Program for Come Home Year, this is just the injection of enthusiasm our communities and our valuable tourism sector need right now. And we are just getting started. Come Home Year 2022 is a huge undertaking, but we know we can't do it alone. In typical Newfoundland and Labrador fashion, when you ask for help, everyone wants to do so. That's why I'm proud to announce the co-hosts of Come Home Year, Heidi Bonnell and Rick Mercer. Stand up, Heidi, for a round of applause. In addition, I'm also thrilled to announce the members of the Come Home Year Host Committee. The talent and passion of this group speaks to the ambassadors they are for Newfoundland and Labrador. Dwight Ball, Patrina Bromley, Jeremy Charles, Mark Dobbin, Dathina Edmonds, Brad Gushu, Alan Hocko, Liam Hickey, Gillian Kiley, Colleen Kennedy, Paul Pope, Charlene Rumbold, and Kelly Walsh. Some are here today. Please give them a round of applause. I'd like to now play a couple of messages from two special ambassadors from Newfoundland and Labrador who couldn't join us here today in person.
Hello, Alan Doyle here. I just want to share in the excitement and to say I'm super looking forward to 2022 and come home here in Newfoundland and Labrador. I'm excited to get rolling with all the festivities and to help wherever I can and to participate wherever I can. And I do know this, with Rick Mercer at the helm, it's going to be an awesome year, like every year in Newfoundland and Labrador. So congrats everybody on this day, and looking forward to it all. Cheers from the road.
Like the man said, how do you spot the Newfoundlanders in heaven? They're the ones who want to go home. In 2022, it's time. Come home out of it.
Two perfect ambassadors singing songs to come home to Newfoundland and Labrador, to come for ways for so long. Now, some of you may remember that iconic license plate from Come Home Year 1966. And we couldn't really have a come home year without one. So I'd like to bring Minister Sarah Studley to the stage to share a redesigned license plate to mark Come Home Year 2022.
Thank you very much, Premier. It's amazing to join my caucus colleagues here this morning for this launch, this very exciting year. I know the last year, a few years have been tough. My little guy's just over 1 year old, and he hasn't met a whole side of his family. So Come Home Year 2022 is going to be very special for our family as well. So one of the great things, as the Premier mentioned, is the launch of the license plate. So I would like to present the Premier with the very first one. These will be available in early January. It will be issued to anyone who buys a new car in 2022. Will be issued to those who require a replacement plate, and we'll also have means available for those of you who would like to purchase a replacement plate for your vehicle to do that as well, but further details are coming on that. So as well as the iconic 1966 Come Home Year plate, I have no doubt that hopefully these will become a collector's item as well. So thank you, Premier.
Well done. Thank you, Minister Studley. We are so grateful to our co-hosts and co-host committee for your participation, and I know that you take your role serious and will make this an overwhelming success for Newfoundlanders and Labradorians. I can remember when I was young and all the buzz around Swarry 99 or Come Home Year in early 2000s, and they always created that special buzz, that special sense of community. And I felt a lot like Christmas, when you knew that family and friends living away would soon be home for the holidays and celebrations. Well, this will be that feeling again, times 10. But we need your help to help spread the word. Reach out to those who you know around the world, loved ones, families, cousins, and colleagues. Get the worldwide Nan and Pop network buzzing. Let them know that home is calling. And we know that they will answer. For every come from away, or for anyone who's ever been curious about this place, the oldest part of the new world, the invitation is open, the kettle is on, and we can't wait to see you. And finally, we have one more message from someone who has redefined comedy one rant at a time.
Thank you, Premier. I'm very happy to be here today, albeit virtually, for this announcement. When the Premier asked me to get involved in the Come Home Years celebrations, I said yes in a heartbeat. In fact, it was one of the easiest decisions I've ever made. And I think the same can be said for every single person who's sitting on this committee. Now, right now, these are the very early days. I am part of a very small, committed Come Home Year team, but I'm expecting that team to grow in the very near future. I figure it will grow to include just over 500,000 people, all of whom happen to be residents of Newfoundland and Labrador, and all of whom are experts in hospitality. As Newfoundlanders, we know how to do this, and we know in our heart of hearts there is no better province to live. There is no better province to visit, either the first time or the 10th time, and there certainly is no better place to come home to. So, let's start today. Each and every one of us go home tonight, get out the pen and the paper, and start making that list. Reach out to your friends and family around the country, around the world, and let them know that 2022 is Come Home Year in Newfoundland and Labrador, and they are personally invited. Encourage them to explore the entire province, support our businesses, and have the time of their lives. Maybe not mention that the hardest part about visiting Newfoundland and Labrador is having to leave. Although my guess is some of them will stick around, and that's a very good thing. So thanks once again. I'm looking forward to working with you, Mr. Premier, with everyone on the committee, and everyone in Newfoundland and Labrador to ensure that 2022 is a year filled with fantastic memories.
How lucky are we to have such champions around the world as the people that we've seen on the screen today and the people who are here in person. Once again, Heidi, and to your whole committee, thank you so much for stepping up, for answering the call, and to Minister Crocker for leading this. Your department has been truly captured with this, and the imagination has been an important part of how we create this path forward, and it's greatly appreciated by all. So thank you very much.
Thank you to everyone for joining us here today. It's clear that 2022 will be a fantastic year in Newfoundland and Labrador. Please visit www.comehome2022.ca to sign up for updates on all the coming festivities. To conclude today's event, we welcome members of the Shalloway Youth Choir led by Artistic Director Kelly Walsh. Founded in 1992, Shalloway Youth Choir is a highly accomplished youth organization that expresses itself through choral music. Its focus is on growing the capacity for commitment, initiative, innovation, and contribution amongst its members and alumni. With over 400 choristers ranging in age from 4 to 22, Shalloway is comprised of 7 developmentally sequenced ensembles supported by over 15 musical educators. Over the years, Shalloway has achieved both artistic and cultural acclaim and is now recognized as one of the world's finest choirs. Not only has Shalloway placed first in several national and international competitions, but has also received numerous invitations to perform around the province, the country, and the world. Please join me in welcoming Shalloway.
tell our stories on these walls. Let the ears with ear be kind, be kind. Let our hearts like doors open wide, settle our bones like wood. Over time,
The eye roll.
The eye roll.
Thank you to Shalway, and thank you to everybody for joining us this morning. And let's go out and spread the message for Come Home 2022. Thank you, and have a great day.